In Antwerp, diamonds moved like weather, constant, invisible, and worth fortunes. By 2003, Antwerp handled much of the world's rough diamond trade. At its heart stood the Antwerp Diamond Center, a building designed to resist thieves. Leonardo Notarbartolo entered the district as a respectable diamond dealer. He rented an office inside the building, giving himself a legitimate reason to be there. For months, he learned the building by becoming part of its routine. Behind the cover story, a specialist studied the alarms and habits of the vault. The crew needed brains, patience, and someone strong enough for brutal work. Together, they became known in legend as a crew with almost absurd preparation. The best disguise was not a mask, but familiarity. Every harmless visit made suspicion fade a little more. The vault was protected by layers of locks, sensors, cameras, and steel. The problem was not one alarm. It was the way every alarm watched the others. The crew practiced until mistakes became rarer than luck. The target weekend was chosen for silence, few workers, fewer witnesses. In mid-February, the plan moved from theory to risk. The city slept while the crew came back to work. They entered a place built to keep men like them out. Below the offices, the vault waited in darkness. The alarms had to be managed without waking the building. Leonardo faced the lock like a dealer reading a stone, calmly, precisely. One false signal could have turned the basement into a trap. At last, steel gave way to planning, pressure, and time. Inside were private boxes holding diamonds, gold, jewelry, and secrets. They opened box after box, taking a fortune small enough to carry. The longer they stayed, the heavier every second became. Silence can be louder than an alarm. By the end, the vault looked less robbed than surgically emptied. The escape had to be as quiet as the entry. Before morning, the thieves vanished back into the city. Then came the kind of mistake no master plan survives: garbage. When the vault reopened, Antwerp realized a fortune was gone. Detective Mertens stepped into a crime scene measured in missing millions. More than 100 boxes had been opened, many stripped clean. The vault said the thieves were experts. The evidence had to say who they were. A roadside dump gave investigators their first real break. Receipts and discarded papers began pointing back toward Leonardo. The trusted tenant became the center of the investigation. The man who had blended in for months could no longer disappear. In questioning, Leonardo admitted little and protected the larger mystery. The trial turned a hidden theft into an international legend. The prosecution built its case from fragments the crew had failed to erase. Convictions followed, but the full crew and the full story stayed partly hidden. Most of the stolen treasure was never recovered. Leonardo served time, but the missing diamonds kept whispering outside the walls. Antwerp tightened security, but reputation is harder to repair than steel. The heist became a lesson in how human trust can defeat technology. For investigators, the case ended with answers and one enormous absence. The 2003 Antwerp Diamond Heist remains a perfect crime with imperfect criminals. A fortune vanished, a city woke up, and the legend still shines. In the end, the smallest stones cast the longest shadows.